Hey, what's up, Crypto Army? I'm Travis, your crypto newbie, bringing you my experiences so you have to learn things the hard way. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, and none of my content should be viewed as financial advice. So today we're going to do a quick update on Reflex Finance. They finally launched their website, so we're going to go take a look at it. And I got to say, I like it. It looks great. You can tell that they didn't just use something that was out of the box, put a couple words on it, and then launch it. They took time to make it their own, put their own graphics in there, tell their own story for their token on their website. And I really like that. I think they did a really good job with the design of the website. Now, having said that, there's a couple things I don't necessarily like, or I think they could be done a little bit better. So we're going to talk about those, as well as do a quick overview of the website. Now, I'm not going to go as in-depth as I normally would do for a website because I've already been talking about this token over the course of the last couple weeks. Now, if you want to check out my first video, I go in depth into their white paper, and it's a lot of the same information that's on their website. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that aren't in the white paper that are on the website as we go through this, but I'm not going to talk about everything else. So go check out the other content that I've done on this token if you want to learn more about Reflex Finance. Again, it hasn't launched yet. That's how early you are to this project. It has not launched. You've got a ton of time to research this project to see if it's the right project for you to invest your hard-earned money into. Now, I can tell you, so far I'm pretty impressed. I'm probably going to try to invest in this project. That's my perspective on this. I've been looking for the right launch for quite a while. Normally I get into launches and the pre-sales you can't get into. The launches are months out. And there's a couple that I'm still tracking that I couldn't participate in the pre-sale for because I live in the United States and it wasn't open to people that were in the United States and they haven't launched yet. So I'm still tracking those and keeping an eye on them to possibly invest in them when they do go live. And if I do, I'll make sure to cover those on my channel as well, because if I'm going to invest in it, then I see something that maybe you want to invest in as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this website. Now how this one works is if you click on these, it'll take you down the page, so it's not going to open up new pages. That's generally how most websites these days work. So the one thing I would say is missing here is the news update or some sort of a blog. Now they do have information on the website, and when we get to that, we'll take a look at it. But I tend to think that you should have that up here as a clickable link. And I'm not entirely sold that it should be on the same page as the main website. I kind of think that it should be a separate area of the website that gets linked to. That's my preference. Is there a right way or a wrong way? I'm not sure, but I think it's easier for people to use. And I think it's a great way for people that don't want to get on all the social media to keep updated on their project, because they can post news information, they can post updates on the project, they can put all that information on their website without really messing up their website, or at least the main page. And it allows for updates to get out to the community. One of the things I think most tokens screw up is getting information to its holders. So I'd like to see some project, whether it's Reflex or any of the other projects that are out there that I cover, start incorporating newsletters that you can sign up for to get updates on what's going on. And let's just talk for a second about SafeMoon, for example. Now, if they'd had something like that where they could post information or push information out to investors, there's likely to have been a lot less people that lost all of their SafeMoon by transferring, buying, or swapping after they did the 100% fee. So that problem would have been resolved had they had some sort of an approach like that. Now, for a token that is just launching in the next couple of weeks, it's probably not reasonable to expect that yet. But hopefully they'll take that into consideration and maybe come up with something in the future that does that. Where's the contract? Now this is really important for tokens that haven't launched yet, because you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of scam tokens that are launching under the Reflex name, expecting you to buy into them because it's got the same name. It's really important that they put that contract or a link to BSC scan or something on here to make it easier for you to know what the contract is. And I'd recommend put it in the white paper as well, just so that there's no question about what the contract address is for this token. I'm not sure if it needs to be right here at the top of the page, but I didn't see it anywhere else on the website. And usually it's somewhere on the page. I would hate to take up any of this graphic because I think they did a really good job with it. But I do think that they need to put it someplace here on the page for that contract. Now, if you click here, that's just going to navigate you down the page. So we'll just keep going down. Now, here's just a basic overview of the project. Again, we've already talked about this and you can go check out those videos. So I'm not going to go too in-depth here. White paper here. I always like that they keep their white paper on their website for people that come down the road and want to look at it. Just make sure that hopefully they've just got a plan to keep the white paper and the website up to date, along with any developments in their project. Now, this is a big one. So as we've talked about before, they were launching a new contract, and that process is pretty much done. It's already been reviewed. It's now just going through its audit process. That means that they couldn't use the previous Pinksale. So make sure you click this link to get the updated link for the new Pinksale. And I'll put that in the description just to help everybody out as well. But the link is here on their website, and I usually recommend going to the website to get this kind of information. I like the idea of a rewards dashboard. These are becoming really popular, especially with Binance pegged USD, so I'm glad to see that they're coming out with something like that. It'll be interesting to see what they incorporate into theirs. I already like the color scheme. I really like how they made everything kind of align with what they've got for their logo and the background. So I'm kind of curious to see what this is going to look like and how they've got things organized, what things are going to be built into it. I like that the tokenomics are right here on the website. Very easy to understand. Again, we've talked about all of this, so we'll just keep kind of going. Now, the roadmap is pretty much the exact same thing from their white paper, so we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about this either, but it is here, and I do appreciate that they're getting all the information from their white paper into this website. Now, here's where we're going to talk a little bit more. So I love it when they do this for the ecosystem. So they've got 5 things that they're talking about for utility initially. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's a 6, which is that secret thing that they aren't going to talk about because they don't want anybody to steal the idea. Without knowing what that is, it's kind of hard to say. It's exciting because we don't know what it is and what is the potential of something that we don't know. It's hard to say, which I look at that as kind of a plus, and I understand the reason why you would want to keep it secret so that other people can't steal the idea. I heard this great example the other day. Facebook is getting into metaverse. Facebook is trying to get into crypto. How many other big companies are going to take advantage of cryptocurrency in 2022 and launch their own products, their own websites, their own utilities? How much money do you think Apple could throw at a utility? Or Microsoft? Or Facebook? It isn't other projects per se, the smaller projects that they're really worried about. What about the bigger competitors that are out there that really haven't got into the crypto space yet that could get into it? Those are the ones I think most people are most concerned about, because they've got an almost unlimited budget that they could throw at things. So they could build utilities in a week that would take a smaller project months to build. So keep that in mind when you are critical of tokens that aren't going to talk about what they've got coming. It's not just the other token projects that are normally launching, it's also the bigger projects that could be out there that might get into this space. And with Facebook trying to get into the metaverse space, it's entirely possible that we're going to start seeing some big names get into the crypto space. But if we take a look at this, we got the staking app, the NFT marketplace, the rewards app, Reflex wallet, influencer marketplace, which is kind of the one that I think is really exciting. It's definitely something unique. And then the play to earn game. And then obviously whatever that 6th thing is that they're not willing to talk about. And you can kind of read about each of these and kind of what their idea on the tokenomics is. They've done a pretty good job of laying that out here. And then you get into the team. Now, this is one of the things I'm really excited about. Now, I would have preferred if the CEO actually doxed himself, but a good chunk of the team did. And we've already seen Miles. He's got a couple videos out there on Twitter, and I've covered them on my content as well. But then you've started to see some other folks that have also doxed themselves, and we can read a little bit about them and look them up and find more information. But it seems like we've got a pretty professional team launching with this project. So this is the project I've been kind of waiting for. We've got a doxed team for the most part, not all the team, but a good chunk of the team is doxed. We've got a token that has been audited not once, but twice, and both are probably going to be done before launch, and it's weeks until this token launches. That's a great mix for a launching token. And then we start to get into some of the socials that I was talking about. Again, I think it's a little easier if you just have a link up here to get down here, or that you create it into a separate page. I think this is going to get messy over time. So I think it makes more sense to have a separate page that's linked from the top to get to. I've seen that done on several other websites, and it's a very effective way to do it. Hopefully they'll continue to develop this and make it into a better product. And then finally, you've got the contact at the bottom of the page. So if you want to email the team, you can right here. But you can also go on Twitter and Telegram and Discord and talk to them there. It's probably easier if you go in there. You'll get a much faster turnaround time on any question because there's a whole bunch of people there that'll answer your question for you. Now, one other thing I did want to say, their Telegram has over 4,000 people in it right now, and their Twitter's got over 2,000. That's pretty good for a project that doesn't launch for a couple weeks. That's a lot of growth and potentially a lot of holders right at launch. Now, I've seen enough of this project to know I don't think it's a scam. I don't think it'll be a rug pull. I don't think it'd be a honeypot or any of the other scams that are out there. So I plan on investing in this project. I'm also really impressed by the team that they put together. So I see a lot of positives for this project. Now, there's no guarantees, and I'm not a financial advisor, so you got to do your own research, look into the project and see if it's worth putting your money into it. I plan on trying to invest in this project because I see the benefit of getting into it. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I would rather get in early on a project for a change rather than later. So I'm going to bet on this project to be successful. Now, my website review is a little bit different for this one compared to other tokens because it hasn't launched yet. So what are the things that are missing if it had already launched? Well, how to buy. So I'm hoping that they come out with a process for including information on how to buy this token once it is available for purchase, whether it's on PancakeSwap, PooCoin, or wherever they're going to list it. They should have some sort of a process laid out for how people can buy. Most projects forget that there are people out there that want to invest that just don't know how. So the real reason for how to buy is to target the people that are just getting into the space. That's really where the benefit is to a how to buy process on the website. Now, there's an argument that there's a whole bunch of videos out there that explain how to buy. But if you're just getting into the space, try to recall how many people did you trust on YouTube or on web pages to explain how to buy crypto and put money into something. That's what we're talking about here, is putting money into something. Wouldn't you rather get it right from the token you're trying to buy? And that's why it's so important to keep that information on the website. And over time, some of the things I'd like to see on the website that a lot of websites don't do is, where do you buy? What centralized exchanges have you been listed on? Which ones accept tokenomics? Which ones don't? Those are all things I'd like to see down the road on the website. Because most projects launch their website and then don't do anything else with them. And remember, we still have a couple weeks to research this project, so something might change between now and launch day. That's all I wanted to cover. Hope you found the content helpful. Let me know, are you planning on getting into Reflex Finance? What concerns do you have, if any? Until next time, stay strong with those diamond hands.